Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for coming to the People's Church today. Some new faces, some returning faces. I'm happy to see all of you. A couple of quick housekeeping rules. Please silence your cell phones unless you're medical or law enforcement personnel. The bathrooms are down the hall that way, quick right, quick left. Cold drinks in the fridge, hot drinks and some snacks on the table. Help yourself at any time to anything I just mentioned. Not a lot of ceremony here, and it's hard to hurt most of our feelings, so just enjoy yourself and be yourself. Yes, I'd like to have Joan light the candles, symbolize the unity of body, mind, and spirit to start the service. You've had candles not light before, but not the lighter. Please stand for the invocation. I'll remain standing for the first one. Please join me in the attitude of prayer. Dear Father God, we give thanks for this day unfolding. May we greet it with both happiness and joy. May we see the things before us as opportunities to move forward. May we share that love and hope that we greet and meet all the time with all those around us. May we be guided by that inspiration, and may we realize that we are your mouthpiece on this earth. We are your hands and we are your ears. We give thanks for the inspirations given to us and the spirit guidance that you send to us. Amen. This portion is a thought for the day from the pastor, where I bring forward something that I've thought about, tried to put into spiritual perspective through my meditations, something I've encountered out in my life. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it's always an effort that I go through to try to see the spiritual knowledge I have in action in my life around me. I'd like to talk a little bit about the day of endings and beginnings. I heard somebody say one time that when you finally get what you want, it never seems like you thought it was going to be. It doesn't matter if it's an ending, a beginning, something you sought or something you didn't want to have happen. It never seems like it you thought it was going to be when you finally get it. I guess it's kind of important how you handle endings, because with every ending there's the opportunity for a new beginning. I guess the trick is not to get too stuck in the ending too long, because endings have to have their life. They have to reach a conclusion, and there's a mental part and a physical part to the ending. The trick is not to be bound by the ending, because that binds you to the past. As difficult or as sad or as lonely as it may be, you have to leave the past in the past and move forward. I'm having a couple of endings of my own happening, as some of you know. One of them I got a notice in the mail as it has finally reached its conclusion. And the other one is my retirement in February. And with each of these endings, new opportunities have come along. And I've known about some of the new beginnings I wanted with this last one. I got a notice in the mail because I had to wait until legally I could begin some new ventures of mine. The other side of that coin is now I really got to get busy and do it. You know, it's use this excuse, oh, well, I'll wait until, and now there's no more wait until. Now it's time to engage and get on with these new efforts. And that in itself was a little challenging, a little worrisome, a little fearful, because when you see that, your instincts and your mind say, you want to stay like you are. You want to stay like you are. It's safe. It's known to you. Stay like you are. Don't leave the past, you know. But the Spirit says, start the new beginning. The Spirit is what moves you beyond the past. The inspiration to do things, see new things, meet new people. And as quote, fearful as that may feel, it's a needed thing to do, and you need to take that step of faith and do it. Somebody was telling me that they're fearful of this and fearful of that. I was doing a reading the other day, and what came to me was that it's not so much fear, actually, as it's an excitement of thinking of something new. And excitement and fear follow the same path up to a certain point. But at one point, your mind decides to process it as fear or continue with the excitement. So I explained that to this person, and that came back to me when I was thinking I might be a little fearful of the future. Actually, I'm kind of excited about it. So it's all what's in your mind. It's all the perception that you have. And perception is what's in your mind is what is. It doesn't matter what's actually going on outside of you. What's in your mind is what is. So you have to be vigilant of your thoughts. And in closing, I'll mention a couple things that come to mind about perception. I went to this lady, a couple ladies wanted me to do a house blessing and some readings for them, wanted me to come to their house yesterday. Well, a friend of mine has this habit of leaving very nice cars in front of my house to store them there. He says it's legal, it's not a thief or anything. He just has to have a place to store them. He lives in a mobile park home and has a bunch of nice vehicles, motorcycles, cars. Last week I had a 2014 Mustang that I was driving. This week I've got a 2014 Lincoln that I'm driving. So I drive up to the house. It's parked outside. It's the cream one by the curb. I drive up to the house and the lady comes up. She goes, "Well, at least I got a successful medium." So really perceptions those are the kind of things that you go through. I don't know if it affected what she paid me, but the other thing is there's a little joke I'll tell you very briefly, and I've cleaned it up a lot because I come from the construction industry and not exactly clean enough to tell the church the way it was told to me. But there's this guy on a street corner, a blind man on a street corner with a seeing eye dog, and there's a guy on the other corner watching. He's not seen too many seeing eye dogs, so he watches. And this seeing eye dog leads this blind guy out into traffic, and this guy slams on his brakes, beeps his horn at him, screams at him, and almost runs him over. So the blind guy goes back to the corner, sitting there waiting again. Dog leads him out again and almost gets him run over a second time. Screaming, horns, everything. The guy goes back to the corner. Finally, he gets across the street, and the guy takes a treat out of his pocket, starts feeding it to the dog, and this guy comes walking up. He says, "You know, I saw all of that." He says, "You are really a kind person to be giving that dog a treat after I almost got you run over twice." He said, "Kind hell, I'm trying to find his head so I can boot him in his butt." So perception's everything, you know. But that was time for the next time.
All right, number 6. You say God. 6. And the dog play.
amen corners over there by feeling like I am, a little late and a little slow. So combination is difficult. One's bad enough by itself, but when they're both together, it's like walking through mud. The next portion of the service is the healing portion. I'm asking the healers, we have Judy and who else is here? I guess we'll have Charlie again. You're up good. The way this works is during the meditation, these chairs will become vacant and you can sit in the back. There's some spare chairs in the back. You'll hear this chime when a chair becomes vacant. So you can move to the back and I'll move you forward. And Ashkhen will be giving us a guided meditation during the process. So you can enjoy both. Just listen for the chime if you want a healing. Usually move to the chairs in the back. There's still a vacant chair up front there, so let's move forward. We can start this by reading the prayer for spiritual healing on the back of the hymnal in bold. Join me if you please. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God.
Good morning. Good morning. Get ready for the meditation. Get into a comfortable position to sit. Feet straight on the ground, palms up in your lap. You may close your eyes. Let go of the tension, if there is any, in your physical body. Let go of the thoughts that are occupying your mind. Take in a few deep breaths, inhale and exhale. And with your exhale, just breathe out and let go. There is any ache or pain in your physical body. If you have any worries, any concerns at this time, with your exhale, just breathe it out and let it go for now. Bring your focus and your awareness to your breath. Engage with the rhythm of your breath. While you breathe in and out, feel your body becoming more and more relaxed. And your mind quiet. Feel your breath. Feel the motion of your breath. And follow. Feel your breath taking you deeper and deeper within yourself. into a very peaceful and quiet presence, to your inner sanctuary, the sacred space within you that feels calm and soothing. Connect with this space within. And while you read, repeat to yourself quietly, I am at peace within and with my surroundings. Feel the peaceful sensations flowing along with your breath. Flowing and flourishing your entire body. I am at peace and with my surroundings. Embrace this peaceful state of your consciousness. This is your true state of being. You are meant to be at peace always. Embrace this peaceful aspect of yourself. And just be still within. For it is in this stillness that you sense wholeness. It is in the silence and the quietness you feel content with who you are. You are an infinite being, a multi-dimensional being. Embrace this infinite aspect of your being. In this stillness, breathe in and breathe out, and just be in the silence and the quietness. Shift your awareness slowly higher while you breathe. Shift your awareness to your forehead and become aware of your third eye in the center of your forehead. As you look through your third eye, envision a beautiful flow of golden energy coming from the divine source to your forehead. See this energy around your forehead, above your head, healing and clearing your mental body. Release and let go of all the thoughts that are interfering with your spiritual growth. Beliefs that are stopping you from achieving your highest potentials. Just release and let go. Feel this golden divine healing energy cleansing your mental body and awakening the divine knowledge and wisdom within your soul and spirit. Feel the energy moving gently to the back of your head, rushing down to your neck, around your throat chakra, healing, clearing the blockages, and enabling you to speak up your divine truth. Just follow the energy that is moving down to your shoulders, down to your chest, to your arms. Feel the energy circulating around your heart chakra, healing, clearing the blockages, and opening up your heart to God's unconditional love and compassion. See your heart chakra like a beautiful lotus with multiplying petals opening and expanding, where you are able to give love and receive love. Follow the energy that is moving gently down to your stomach, to your lower abdomen, touching and healing your emotional body. Release and let go emotions of sadness, hurt, pain. Release and let go. The emotions that are connected to your past experiences, events that have occurred in your life that keeps resurfacing. Release and let go. Feel this energy, healing, cleansing your emotions. Let go those who have hurt you. Forgive and forget. It is only through love that we are able to forgive. And through forgiveness, we are able to heal. Let go of what it does not serve the good at this time. And see this divine energy activating your true emotions of joy, happiness, acceptance. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the sense of relief and upliftment as you let go. see it going out through the soles of your feet and anchoring to the ground. See this golden energy expanding further out, outside your physical body, and creating a beautiful circle of golden light, filling your entire aura, stabilizing your electromagnetic field. Feel the peace and the harmony. Feel your awareness shifting and expanding further out and connecting with the universal consciousness, the universal intelligence, with infinite potentials. As you connect, you start remembering once you were part of this infinite creation. You remember as you once existed as a perfect thought in the mind of your Creator. That perfection is within you. While you are in your physical body as a human, that perfection is within you. That infinite creativity is within you. It is the spark of light of your spirit that is connected with the universal spirit. Feel yourself as part of the whole. Experience infinity. And know that you are not limited to any reality, for you are a multi-dimensional. As you once created in the higher dimensions of the universe, that creative power is within you. Tap into the vastness of your spirit and discover your hidden potentials. Infinite creativity, infinite intelligence. And apply it to your daily activities, your daily actions. Create your realities. You have the power to transform. Create your realities that serves your highest good and the highest good of all. Approach your challenges with patience and wisdom. For every challenge presents a lesson for your spirit, an opportunity for you to grow and evolve, master and continue your spiritual path. Bless all the people that were in and out of your life. For each one of them played a role for your growth. Bless those opportunities and let go. Focus on who you are now and how far have you come. Embrace your divinity. Embrace the perfection within your spirit. For within each person there is God. Within each soul there is perfection. Rise above the human conditions and the limitations, and focus on the perfection that is within each one of us. Have a forgiving heart. Have a loving heart. There is one true power that binds us all together. And that is the power of love. God is love, and love is our essence. Embrace your essence and feel the connection with everyone, with the universe, with the nature. Feel the unity consciousness and the oneness. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel your breath. Your peaceful breath that is bringing you back. Integrate those higher vibrations, the knowledge and the wisdom in your physical reality, wherever you are, whatever you do. Just be the light that you are. Be the love that you are. Feel your breath gently bringing you back and engaging with your physical senses. Come back slowly. Aware of your feet, your hands. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Close this portion with an inspirational reading. We're meant to be at home and comfortable in the world, yet some people live a life of quiet desperation. This is the opposite of being at home and at peace in the world. Let your peace of mind be evident to those around you. Let others see that you are comfortable, and seeing it, know that it springs from your trust in a higher power. The dull, hard way of resignation is not God's way. Faith takes the sting out of the winds of adversity and brings peace even in the midst of struggle. Please stand for tonight's hymn.
Number 11, Michael Revrend.
Always nice to get the energy up and cranking right before the lecture. Thank you for everybody participating. Thanks to the healers and Ashkhen for the meditation. Lori for her inspirational music. Next portion is the inspirational lecture. Today we have Reverend Casseday coming today to speak. Somebody's following somebody here. Reverend Casseday is an ordained minister, clairvoyant, and intuitive medium. She holds certifications as a hands-on healer and light worker. With the help of her guides, angels, and the tarot, she guides people to a greater understanding of the soul's purposes. And besides that, she's got quite a sense of humor. Very interactive with you, so be prepared to be asked questions. And be prepared to have a nice time. Please welcome Reverend Casseday.
Good afternoon, good morning. How's everyone? Thank you for coming today. As I come in around you, I am drawn to the thought that Steve had presented, Reverend Steve Adkins had presented at the beginning of the service with beginnings and endings. Before I start my talk, that Spirit guided me to strongly, and I say once again, strongly. A lot of times I'll try to decide or meditate on a theme or something that I'd like to present, and Spirit discourages that strongly. And with that being said, I normally spend about 3 or 4 hours writing, and then that's all discarded for Spirit strongly. Anyway, in endings and beginnings, the Native Americans, which I am very happy to say that I just got my Native American card, so I'm very excited about getting my Native American card. And very excited. And now I can have my feathers, my rocks, my stones legally. Cannabis if I really wanted to. But I'm not holding you for anybody, so don't ask me, okay? Anyway, in endings and beginnings, as I contemplate that thought of endings and beginnings, the Native Americans have a very good perception of endings and beginnings. Each day with the 4 directions, the east, in the east, there's a new beginning. So the belief around that is the fact that in each new day, as the sun rises once again on the planet, that we have the opportunity to begin again. And that all the endings of the previous day are completely able to be dissipated. And the new day brings new opportunity to begin again. So I love the concept that Reverend Steve Adkins presented, because in my belief system it's very, very important as I walk the red path, which is the Native American path. Welcome everybody. What the topic of my talk is called Empath 101. And Spirit had implored me to, during my meditation, to kind of describe what it is that sometimes we feel, each one of us feel. Now I know that possibly not all of us are empathic. Possibly not all of us experience empath. What is an empath? Empaths have a heightened sensitivity to environments around them and feelings and emotions, which they can soak up from others without realizing it. Also, when you're affected by other people's energy. Now, there's different degrees and different types of empath energy. And one of those things, and I'm going to give you a list of things, not completely, there's always other concepts and other perceptions and other feelings or thoughts, but I'm going to give you a basic list of what it takes to be an empath. And also, there are different forms of empath, as many forms as you can imagine. For this reason, sometimes empaths will know when someone is lying. Bless you. May find a large group of people overwhelming. It's really fun when I go to the mall, as I try not to at all. And I walk through the mall and I feel other people's energy, and I'm like, now I know why I don't go to the mall or the flea market. It's very, as an empath, I get messages from Spirit. And people often ask me, Reverend Dawn, do you get messages from Spirit when you walk amongst people? And sometimes I do, not always. I'll get like cheater, liar. I'm going home now, I'm going to leave the mall. But anyway, as I come into the energy of empath that Spirit has implored me to talk about today, there's many different types of empathic energy. And as a spiritual being having a human experience, each of us have intuition, I believe, in my belief system. These are all my beliefs. And I'm not here to defend my belief system, just to define it. So as I go into that, each person will experience different categories or theories of empath. You will know when someone is lying. I have what I call owl energy, the belief that spirit guides come in the form of animal totems sometimes in my life. And when somebody's lying to me, I don't do well with that. I have been known to call them out on that, actually. And I get something very strange happen to me. There's like an owl wing that goes just right here. And I have goosebumps from my head to my toes right now. I have this owl wings that goes just like this. And that means BS. And I have to get myself away from that situation. ASAP. As soon as possible. Anyway, sometimes I don't listen to those messages from the Spirit. And that's when I really get in trouble. And everybody knows me, kind of knows I kind of get in trouble sometimes. May find a large group of people overwhelming. So when you go into flea markets or you go to events or talks or different situations, you find yourself overwhelmed and possibly even standing in the corner going, you feel sad sad or tearful sometimes as an empath for no apparent reason. All of a sudden, these emotions just overtake you, and you don't know, and you feel like they're not yours. Well, they're not yours. So I would recognize them, and I would do some shielding spiritually, and do some cleansing spiritually. You have to keep yourself spiritually clean as well as physically clean. Some of those techniques I can share with you at the end of church that I use to keep myself spiritually clean. And I have a hard time sitting in the front row, and I kept myself spiritually clean, and nobody's sitting by me notice. Took a shower, did some salt shower, kept myself spiritually clean, and nobody. And I have a theory. All my guides are lined up. Okay, the posse is here. Okay, I'm in the middle. Archangel Michael's there, and all the different posse of my guides are there. And since the time that I've been in this church this morning, I felt the strong presence of Master Jesus. And during our meditation, which was an absolutely gorgeous meditation, by the way, during our meditation, I felt the presence of Jesus. And he is one of my master guides that I work with in the healing energy. And so I feel him very present in this space today. Also, in the empath, I find it very difficult to share personal space. Empaths tend to want their own space. They need quiet time. They need processing time. They're very, very sensitive. They need their space, and they start to get grouchy or otherwise unhappy in some way if people crowd them, and they don't like clutter. They don't like a lot of clutter in their space. Just saying. Yes, just saying. Also, they mistake sometimes other people's emotions for their own. So sometimes as an empath, you find yourself saying, is this mine? Or does it belong to someone else? Or could it be an energy that's left behind? A lot of times people, or empaths, will be sensitive to the energy of the room or the place. Let's not forget with empath that you can pick up long ago energy. It's hard for you to go into cemeteries or battlefields. It will be hard for an empath to go through into any place that is had some negative, I call it il-nana, some kind of negative event that has caused a energy impression that has been left behind. Reverend Steve Atkins talked earlier about doing a house blessing or cleansing. Reverend Dawn, I do that quite often. And what I find with those blessings is there's residential energy left behind. And sometimes when you have even so much as fighting, not really a death or just a lot of negative fighting or somebody that chose to go in a more negative vibration, you have to do some cleansing of that stuff. One member of my family, I won't use any names, not me, just recently left a situation or a relationship that was very heavily negative, in my humble opinion. And I called and I asked them if they would like me to come bless the home and cleanse the energy of the home so that they could begin again in a new energy. And so sometimes when you have fighting or chaos of some sort, any type, empaths will really feel that and can't be around that. They cannot be around that. As we go through the world, and we all know, I would imagine that we all know about the chakra system that connects us to the universe with the silver cord. And as we go through the world, we are receptive to all the things as we walk through the world and we communicate with others. We are all susceptible to our chakras being full of miscellaneous. So I would encourage empaths to always, and not only empaths, not limited to empaths, but to always keep yourself spiritually clean with a sea salt shower, or some kind of crystal healing, whatever you use. It's all about intention. Whatever you put into that is created. The energy that you put out is the energy you create. So you could do a ritual where you turn around 3 times in the shower and step out on your mat, and you're good. And if it works for you, that's perfect. So you don't need anything outside yourself to keep yourself spiritually clean. It doesn't cost a whole lot of money, even though some people would like to sell you a lot of googly things to make you feel that way. But it doesn't take anything outside yourself to keep yourself spiritually clean. Empaths make great counselors and therapists because they can feel what others are feeling. It is said that empath is both a blessing and a curse to feel everything so deeply. How many people suspect that they are empathic in some way? Do you understand you have a good intuition, you have a strong knowing, and that's empath as well.
Oh.
So, well, what I'm saying is, most of us, we all as spiritual beings having a human experience in this lifetime, we have the ability to have a knowing. Whether we acknowledge that or we kind of set it to the side is all up to us in our evolution and where we are in our own evolution as a spiritual being. Some of the things I want to bring out about empath, and maybe some of you will resonate with this. Do you feel happy when you wake up, energized and full of energy? Then you enter a certain space, maybe work, a public place, crowded, and feel drained or sad. You wake up and you feel like on top of the world, and then you walk into a space and you're like, it's almost like your battery's just like, oh. Do you think or feel depressed or over emotional sometimes? Then you realize you are mirroring other people's emotions? Are you often drawn to feel the strong need to help, heal, and see or feel the good in every hurting person that comes down your path? Does everybody sometimes want to be overly helpful, and also that you want to not let them hurt anymore or not let them feel sad anymore? And that could be signs of a strong empath as well. Sometimes you'll find that the universe will show you many synchronicities. People, teachers, mentors will be presented to you to guide you on your path if you are an empath. Sometimes the universe will bring you people that cross your path that can help you evolve and figure out what is going on. And sometimes you will intuitively just know. If you're open to learning, a door will be open for you to come alive and learn about your gifts. And they're usually quite just very layered. There's many gifts that are available to you. They're just different. My gifts are not her gifts, and her gifts are not her gifts, and your gifts. So we all have our own skills and our own abilities, and they're just not limited. The only limit is ourselves. So sometimes if you want to get assistance in finding out what your gifts are and how you could best evolve them and become your greatest self, then just ask the universe and your guides to bring forth the mentors on this earth plane and beyond that you need to connect with. So some of the traits of being an empath, back to being you have a knowing. You have a knowing. And it's the first initial knowing that you get. And sometimes you will question that as a spiritual being having a human experience. As a human, you will say, no, that can't be right. And that's when I start going off track. When somebody's talking to you and you're trying to show them what's coming, and then they start saying, well, I don't really want it to happen that way. And And then that's when you start to go, it's that first initial knowing. That first initial knowing that you should, that's your intuition and your empathicness. Also, feeling other emotions and taking them as your own. This is a huge aspect of empath. And you have to constantly clean your closet and find out what is mine and what is not mine. Because when you're in a crowd and you're feeling very sad or down, and I just feel so emotional. Well, it's not your own. It's somebody that is around you, or the energy of the area. Like an energy impression that an event has left in the area. So I usually take my spray that I make, and I usually do all the spray of the area, and people see me when I'm doing readings, I'll be spraying the area, and just getting that energy out of here, out. And so anything that you find that helps you clear your space or clear your energy, that I would just say, whatever intention you set out there is what you create for yourself. Whether it be stones around your area, whether it be whatever it is, whatever you find that works for you is perfect. Also, empaths cannot watch violent shows. They have a really hard time tuning into news. They have a hard time tuning into violence of any kind. Very sensitive. I can't watch the news. I can't even remember the last time I watched TV. And my mom used to constantly watch TV. And I would walk in her house and I could tell when she had watched TV all day, CNN News. First of all, the energy was so heavy. Has anybody ever walked into a room where the news is on and they feel heavy? A heaviness? Or any situation where you feel heaviness? How many people have walked in an area and felt heaviness? And it's just overwhelming. And I just constantly want to just unplug the TV and go, get outside, Mom. Get outside. Okay? And she's like, did you know this happened? And, I always took it for granted. My mom passed 3 years ago, God bless her. But I always took it for granted. If anything happened in the world, I didn't have to watch TV because my mom would call me. Okay?